You are currently watching Olivier Roux, possibly the biggest mystery in high school basketball right now. Because as you can see, Oli Roux stands at 7'5", making him not only incredibly tall, but according to the Guinness Book of World Records, Oli is the tallest teenager in the entire world. And because of this feat already, Oli has been pushed into the national spotlight because at the young age of just 15, Oli has already gone viral with NBA stars such as Steph Curry and Joel Embiid reacting to his game. He's played for Real Madrid's youth team, he's played for Canada's youth national team, he's currently playing at IMG Academy, and he is also currently on several scouts' basketball radar, which means the question has to be asked here. Just how good is Oli Roux now, and does Oli actually have the potential to become an NBA player, or dare I say, an NBA star? So what's up guys, Mike here, and on this channel, we've started to develop a mini series here with basketball giants across the world, as already we've covered some absolutely massive basketball players, including recently a 7'9". Is giant even the right word? And today we are continuing with this new series, as in the last few years, Oli Roux has burst into the national spotlight, as Oli is not only insanely tall, but also is a way more talented basketball player than you would expect. So guys, with this new series, if you want me to cover any other kind of player like this, you know, someone who's really tall or has a very high vertical, comment that player down below. Also, please make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. And now, talking more about Oli Roux, right off the bat, I would expect the question most people have is, how legitimate of a prospect is Oli Roux? Because I know, we have seen this before, giant player X turns a lot of heads because of how tall he is, only to completely disappear as the years go on. So, will Oli suffer the same fate? Well, we are going to dig deeper into Oli's playstyle and into what scouts and his teammates have said about him recently. It is very promising, trust me, but for now, let's look at his basketball path to IMG Academy, because I do believe that in this journey, we already find some very promising signs about Oli. For starters, unlike a lot of basketball giants, Oli did not come to the sport late, and in fact, was playing basketball at the young age of 5. And shockingly, it's actually no surprise that Oli grew to be the size that he is, because his dad is 6'8", his brother is 6'9", and his mom is 6'2". So if anyone were to grow to be 7'5" or possibly taller going forward, it would be Oli. The Roux family is actually so tall that their house needed to be remodeled for them to be able to fit in it, which makes sense. It also makes sense that as a young player, because of his height, Oli absolutely dominated, and by the time he was 12, he had become a viral sensation. But before we continue guys, I am very excited to thank DraftKings for sponsoring today's video, because it is the Christmas season right now, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, has a gift that is going to more than put you into the holiday spirit, trust me. Right now, DraftKings is hooking it up. New customers are able to bet $5 on any Christmas Day NBA game, and if you pick the correct winner of that game, you will receive $150 in free bets. $5 to $150. That is an awesome way to get some extra spending money during this holiday season. Also, to me, the best part about DraftKings is that they are safe, secure, and reliable. You are able to deposit or withdraw your cash whenever you want. New customers just have to bet $5 on an NBA Christmas game, and if they're victorious, they receive $150 in free bets. That is awesome. So guys, that means go download DraftKings Sportsbook right now and use my promo code Korzemba. Bet just $5 on any NBA team that's playing during Christmas, and if they're victorious, you are going to get $150 in free bets. Again, that is amazing. That is again a promo code Korzemba at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Again, thank you DraftKings, and now guys, let's get back to the video. As while playing in the regional finals of the NBA Junior World Championships, a 12-year-old Oli would light up the internet, as due to his age, Oli would actually play on an 8-foot rim, and the results were hilarious. Yes, Oli would dominate this event to the point where NBA stars were talking about him. As after watching his highlights, Steph Curry responded with so many questions, while Joel Embiid said he has the nerves, the audacity to talk shit to LMAO. Which brings up an amazing point, the fact that playing against players half his height, Ali did showcase his competitiveness in an environment that looks like an SNL sketch. Now, by the end of this game, Jamal Murray would also ask Ali to take a picture with him, as Ali was that dominant. And as funny as this video does look, it is very important to mention two things. One, this was not normal. At this point in time, Ali was not always playing on 8-foot rims. It just so happened that this tournament had 8-foot rims. Normally he was playing on 10-foot ones. And number two here, it is important to stress the fact that Ali did dominate his competition. That is very important because as his career has gone on, Ali has continued to dominate at different levels. Like I mentioned before, Ali did spend some time with Real Madrid's development team before heading over to the United States. And just this past summer, Ali did take place in the Adidas 3SSB event with some of the top prospects in the country, and this was his initial scouting report from Jody Demling of 247 Sports. Also, Olivier Roux is a 7'4" incoming freshman playing for Brockwood Elite. Roux is headed to IMG Academy, and he's just so big and really a lot more mobile than I expected. I was impressed with the first showing. Now, Demling was wrong when he said Ali was an incoming freshman. He is listed as a sophomore on IMG Academy's own website. He was also wrong about his height. Ali is 1 inch taller, but other than those small matters, I feel like we have to agree that up until this point, Ali's career has been very promising, right? He started basketball early, he turned heads early on with his tremendous potential, and now he is playing at IMG Academy, one of the better basketball schools in the country. But speaking of potential, before we talk about Ali's time at IMG Academy so far, let's get into his potential. Because despite the talent that he has shown, at the end of the day here, I think we can all admit that Ali Roux is a project, which is fine because most young basketball players are just that. They are projects. But with that said, I do want to make a point right now, and that is this. Ali is still extremely young with tons of room to grow. I feel like sometimes when we see a player like Ali with such an absurd height, it's easy to expect big things out of him right away. But we have to remember Ali is a long-term prospect, and when we watch his recent highlights, we find some very encouraging things. Sure, Ali is a bit slow on his feet, but at his young age and tremendous height, I would definitely say Ali's quickness is actually extremely impressive. Normally, a prospect that is this tall and this young can barely move, but as you can see, Ali can not only move, but he can also shoot a bit, and most importantly, he's already filling out his body frame with muscle, which again might not jump out to you immediately, but when you consider that Ali is 7'5", you would expect him to look extremely skinny, as most prospects that height or near that height are. I mean, even Kevin Durant, one of the best basketball players of this generation, one of the best basketball players of all time, was so skinny in college that he couldn't bench 185 pounds. But when it comes to Ali's physique and adding muscle, I feel like Ali is just on a very different timeline than other basketball giants like him. As Stefan Visk, an assistant director of strength and conditioning at IMG Academy, has said,
so when Ali came into the weight room first, and I first shook his hand and met him, I thought to myself, man, I hope this guy comes here for the full-time year.
Visk has also said,
being a part of the basketball program for a long time, I've dealt with a lot of guys over 7 feet, so it wasn't that big of a shock. But then seeing him move and then learning how old he was, it's like, oh, this young man has a lot of potential.
Now, these already are very encouraging words, and Stefan would go on to make an incredible point to me, which is this. Ali grew a very large amount of height in a very short amount of time. That, understandably, can absolutely zap a player's athleticism. Stefan has said that it's almost like Ali's body needs to relearn its previous athleticism, as that same body is now adjusting to a very new height. And with that in mind, Stefan is very confident that once Ali's body is able to relearn its previous athleticism, once he spends more and more time in the weight room and more time on the practice court, Ali is going to become a dominant basketball player. Now, as for Ali's actual basketball coaches, they also have nothing but good things to say about him. Right now, Daniel Santiago, a 7-foot tall former international big man himself, who often works directly with Ali, has said, I'm 7 feet, so he is 5 inches taller than me. If he is able to do some of the things I was able to do, then he is going to be really difficult to stop. And I've got to say, I don't disagree in the slightest. If Ali is able to develop the mobility and skill set of a normal 7-foot big man, well then those extra 5 inches are going to count for a lot. With that in mind, Ali's head coach coaches also said that Ali has great touch and is a great passer for his position, while also of course pointing out that Ali has tremendous potential. Which brings us to the point of the video where we have to answer the question, is Ali Rue a future NBA player? Well, let's be honest here guys, 7'5" basketball players do not exactly grow on trees, and Ali has had a much more impressive basketball path than most tall players I have seen. If I had to project how much Ali is going to grow as a player, I think that his improvement already, combined with the fact that IMG Academy is a great place for him to progress as a basketball player, means that all signs do point to a future career at least as a Division I basketball player and an overseas pro. That is, of course, assuming that Ali can stay healthy, and if Ali can stay healthy, if he continues his development as a basketball player and becomes as athletic as his strength trainer believes he can become, well then, the sky is the absolute limit. And to me, that's one of the most fun things about basketball because we don't know what will happen. All we know is it's going to be very fun to watch Ali's journey as it unfolds. So there we have it guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You're awesome, we all know it. And as always, have an awesome day guys, and cue that music. If you're still here while the music is cued, here are 2 videos I think you are definitely going to enjoy. Make sure to click on one of them. Again, I know you're gonna love it. And other than that, have a great day and peace.